Alright guys, welcome to a cool new series that I'm going to be doing. It's a tutorial series for beginners and intermediates in Airsoft. I really think this is going to be helpful, and it covers a lot of things that people ask me about all the time. I want to steer this away from really beginner level stuff, and I want it to be more the intermediate, but I still want it to be approachable by people first time into the sport. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you like it, make sure you tell me in the comments what you want me to cover next, and also information that you found helpful, or maybe stuff that I didn't cover in the most beautiful way. Let me know in the description, text placed down below. You might be wondering, what's more important than being safe on the field, Dayton? Well, you know what's more important? Being safe online. That's why today's video is sponsored by NordVPN. We live in a time where all of our information is pretty much online, and that information is collectible by businesses, countries, doesn't matter what. So this is a perfect time for you guys to invest in something like NordVPN. NordVPN is a middleman that protects your information from companies and JC in a onesie, and basically encrypts your data before it gets to the company that you're working with, and makes it so that they can't find out information about you or what you're looking at. NordVPN hides your information by sending it through their servers before it goes through the server you're accessing. That means if you're in a coffee shop accessing the internet, no one can read your internet files, and most importantly, they can't get into that special homework folder that you got. The coolest part about NordVPN is the fact that it has thousands of servers across 60 different countries, letting you browse the web as if you're almost anywhere on the planet. Ever wanted to know what's on Netflix in other countries, like Zimbabwe? You want to know what they got? You can find that out. Or say you're in Zimbabwe and they don't have the Netflix show that you're watching, you can pretend you're back home on the internet. Basically, they hide all your data, making it so you're using incognito mode 24/7, but it's better because it works. The incognito mode doesn't protect you that well, guys. Sorry to break it to you. With a 30-day money-back guarantee, guys, there's no reason not to try out NordVPN. And if you go to nordvpn.com/house, you can get NordVPN for only $3.49 a month, plus 2 free months. But most importantly, just hide yourself from the internet. All your information's on the internet nowadays. Protect yourself. Now let's get into some tutorials. Alright guys, so in this first episode here, we're going to cover 3 things that I see people do wrong all the time. Number 1 is how to adjust your hop up correctly, and how you can use that hop up in windy situations, or just if there's a tight corner. You'll see a little bit more about that in a sec here. Number 2, how to hold your gun correctly so that you don't necessarily even have to have a sight on your gun. You'll notice a lot of times I don't even put a sight on my gun, and I'm going to teach you some skills that'll make it easy for you to do that as well. And number 3 is just how to move around a piece of cover, because I also see people do that wrong all the time, and it makes it so that I can get a lot of kills, which is nice, I guess. I don't want to tell people all the secrets, but I'll show you guys the secrets in this video here. So let's jump on in it first with hop up and how it can be used to help you out on the field. Alright, so number 1 here is adjusting the hop up. Now what you want the BB to do is you want it to fly straight and go up and then down. Now if you're playing indoors, you don't necessarily have super long ranges that you're playing at, so I like to have them straight for indoors. So this can be adjusted by this little dial right here. It's either going to look like that, where you twist it up and down, or it's going to be a little circle and you spin it forwards and back. What that's going to do is put backspin on the BB and make your BBs go farther by going up a little bit, or go a little shorter by going just straight. Now for outdoor play, which is what we're doing out here, I want to set the BB to go straight, a little bit up and down, and I'll do that right now. So right here is high hop up. You can see the BBs are lifting up like crazy, and then if I turn the hop up the other way, you'll see the BBs drop pretty quick. So I like to have that right in the middle right here for now. There we go. So a really cool thing that you can do with this hop up is you can counteract the wind by just tilting your gun. If you have wind coming from, let's say in front of me here, towards me, and I'm shooting in this direction, I want to turn the gun towards the wind, so that curve now curves it into the wind. And what you'll find is the wind cancels out the curve of the BB, and your BB will fly nice and straight. It's not super windy right now. It was crazy windy yesterday, but I'll show you really quick what it looks like when you tilt the gun left and right while you're shooting. And you can really see the effect that the curve of the BB has. So this is nice and straight. Now if I tilt it left, you'll see the BBs curve to the left, and if I tilt it right, you'll see the BBs curve to the right. So you can just imagine tilt the gun with the wind, and you can basically cancel it out. And also, you can actually shoot around corners, which is pretty sick. If your BBs are light enough, I don't recommend doing that because you're basically blind firing, but it's something that you can do to cancel out the wind. And that's something that I see a lot of people don't utilize. All right, so next up is how to shoot your gun even if you don't even have sights on it. Now this is something that I've learned to do, and it really helps you out on the field because it takes a little while for you to pull up the gun, get your sights lined up, aim it on the target, and shoot. The best way to do it is just have muscle memory and have a different technique of holding the gun to make pulling up a target a lot faster and a lot easier. Let me show you some techniques to make that happen. All right, so number one is how you plant your face in the buttstock of the gun here. A lot of people shoot down like this, or they'll shoot like sort of beside the gun, all different ways. The way I like to do it is I really press my cheek into that gun. You want your head to become part of the gun. It is now a head-mounted gun. My gun has a big brain attached. It is smarter, faster, and looks a hell of a lot more sexy. Okay, so next up is how you hold the gun with your forehand here. What I like to do is what's called a C-clamp. You put your fingers on the bottom here, thumb up top, and I like to keep my finger on the side here pointing, basically making it so that if I need to shoot at a target, I just got to point at it with my hand. You might not get precise accuracy, but it's a hell of a lot easier to get into the general area of where you're aiming, or where you want to aim, and the target you want to hit. Oh, was it the health police?
It was the health police.
Oh God, the health police. All right, so I'm gonna demonstrate a little technique here for you guys so you can see how much it helps to have that finger pointing where you wanna aim and having your cheek really pressed into the gun. And I like to do what's called the 3-shot technique. Your first shot is sort of getting the idea of where the gun's pointing, and the next 2 shots, if you're good enough at aiming, can be right on the target. All right. So I'm going to put you guys right over my shoulder here so you can see how much quicker you can pull up to a target even without a sight on it. In fact, my scope cam's going to be bloaching my sights so I cannot see where I'm shooting. All right, you ready? So from down here, you can pull it up, get a general area just by pointing your finger, and then take 1 shot, see where it's aiming. I can see that I was shooting a little bit to the right, pull it to the left, and there you go. You got your target. Same thing up top. Pull it up, point in the general area where you want it. Hey, I'm right on target. Beautiful, isn't that fantastic? Thank you. All right, then the last target, same thing. Pull it up, point in the general area, and there you go, we're done. This is pretty close target, but I mean, you get the idea. You're gonna be a lot faster than trying to pull it up with your head staring at the sight and then trying to see the target in the foreground and then shoot. It's a lot easier. So you can get pretty quick with that without even having a sight on the gun. All right, so I'm just gonna do it a couple more times so you guys can see here. Bring the gun up, done, done, done. You don't even need a sight on your gun. You can make a song out of this. Mind you, I was just thinking you don't really need to do that if you just use full auto. You just do that and then you hit the target every time, I guess. Have I thought this wrong? Maybe just use full auto all the time. The secret to Airsoft is full auto. All right guys, so the third tip here for this video is going to be how to peek around corners and stuff without showing off your entire body and making it easy for the enemy guys to shoot you. Now what I see a lot of people do is called chicken winging. And what that is when they come around corners like this, they have their elbow out crazy far, so when they're peeking around corners, their elbow shows way before their gun is capable of shooting the enemy. What you want to do is keep that elbow nice and tight, really locked down there, and peek your gun first rather than your elbow and your entire body. That gives you away, it's a target that people can shoot at, and it doesn't look as tactical. Airsoft is a fashion show, and if you disagree, you're wrong. Like that, or...
It's a little bit easier to see.
Yeah, it is. It is a lot easier to see. All right, and the last little bit here is sort of a tag team onto that one, is how to peek on both sides of cover, because what I see all the time, and what a sniper's best friend is a target that peeks the exact same spot every single time. I love them, so every other sniper on the field must love them too. Let's show you really quick how that's done. All right, so the part 2 of this is how to move from side to side. And you'll notice that you want to move side to side and keep your gun sort of aimed at the enemy. There's a gigantic tree in the way. What you're gonna need to do is learn to switch sides of your gun, or switch shoulders with your gun, sorry, as well as avoiding the trees. Now there's an easy way to do this and a harder way to do it. step back from the tree, guess what? You can shoot both sides, no problem. You're nothing in your way. Or say there's fire coming from the sides, you got to stay close to the tree. You have to get a nice smooth motion, and the only way you're going to do that is by practicing. So you peek from two different positions, basically simultaneously covering two angles, but making it a lot harder for you to get shot. This is something that I use in my games. You'll see I use it all the time because it is super effective and snipers hate it. So you got one, pew, pew, pew. Switch sides, shoot from the other side, switch side, shoot from the other side, switch side, shoot from the other side, just like that. Now, if you weren't to do that, this is exactly what it would look like. Shoot from this side, say I'm doing it fine, come to this side, now my entire body is exposed to shoot at that exact same spot. That's poopy. That is uh-oh, poopy, and don't do that. All right, guys, so that's it for this first episode of my tutorial series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have information you want me to include in the next video, let me know in the comment down below area, and tell me what you like, what you didn't like, what you want me to change, what you want me to keep in, and we can keep it going. Thanks once again to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. Wouldn't be able to keep making these videos if it weren't for those guys, so go check them out. 30-day free trial. If you don't like it, you can refund it right away. So why not get secure on the internet? And once again, thank you, JC, for recording this video. I appreciate it. It's cold out here. Thank you for surviving with me.